crappy music from a gay musical called Rent. Reality TV is not reality television. It's absolutely not. It's fucking... It's bullshit. Most of them are a lot of these are these paranormal investigating shows where they, you know, like Paranormal State and whatever, Ghost Hunters, you know, grown-ups and stuff like that. When I was growing up, I had fucking Scooby-Doo and shit. You know what they did? They debunked it. At the end, there was always like, you know, they ripped the mask off and it was Old Man Withers, the old, you know, thing. And they debunked it and stuff like that. And that involved a stoner, you know, some lesbian chick, and I don't know what's going on with Fred and Daphne, but they debunked it. Nowadays, it's bullshit. Oh, there is a ghost. Well, we don't know what happened in your house. We set up a bunch of, you know, infrared cameras and stuff like that, and blah, 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 and there's a sketchy past, and we went to the Hall of Records or whatever in the library and looked through some microfilm shit or whatever they do now. Well, I know they have the internet, but it's always more cinematic to go through the microfilm files. And Paranormal State likes to do that a lot. They do. They should have called that show, they should have had, instead of a Paranormal Research Society at State College, though, or Penn State University, the Pedophile Research Association. You know, I mean, well, hey, this week we're going to try to look for some ghosts in the freaking locker rooms. Anyway, they would have looked the other way too, like everybody else in that fucking town. Great town, love State College. But it's just fucking terrible. Everything's horrible. Music's horrible. It's ruined. It's gone. Music hit its peak at a certain point in history. That's between the late 60s, early 70s. After that, it went to shit. MTV didn't help, ruined it. It's part of the evolution of the de-evolution of music and its artistic integrity. And, you know, you had all these great bands. I mean, you're never going to have another Led Zeppelin. Don't ever, I mean, it's fine. I got that to listen to. I don't need to listen to this new shit. I don't care. Fuck it. I used to be a DJ, and that's the kind of stuff I listened to because I was on a classic rock station. But nowadays, it's just this fucking boy band crap and this stupid teeny bopper bullshit. And it's endured for over like 15 years now almost. I mean, there was always like New Kids on the Block. There was always that section of music. You know, I mean, back in the 70s, you had Leif Garrett and all that crap. But disco was like the sorbet between the good music and whatever the fuck the 80s was. It just went from cool, awesome, to this 80s music, and then people got sick of that goofy, weird 80s music, which I almost am somewhat reminiscent of, or nostalgic for, considering what the fuck's out now. But then in the early 90s, you had this grunge shit. Now granted, I like the integrity of the music, but there's no fucking showmanship. It means people, okay, I won't bathe for like 2 weeks, and, you know, I'll just write some dreary fucking music. We're all going to move to Seattle. Okay, that's the new music scene. It's going to rain all the time, and after, you know, I get 3 successful albums, you blow your brains out. So that's what happened. All, you know, Led Zeppelin, most of them are alive. The drummer died, but same thing with The Who. The drummer's got to go, you know what I mean? I'm talking to you, Ringo. But, it fucking sucks. Music sucks. But that's all cool. Who cares? I mean, fuck it. I'm in a relationship. That's cool. I'm engaged. I have a fiance. We do have that agreement. I know some of you might have that as well. It's the list of famous people in the very unlikely scenario where they would want to engage in coitus with you. We're okay with it. My fiance, fortunately, is crazy about River Phoenix, who, lucky for me, is dead. So that's okay. And the thing is, the girl that I really like, the famous chick that I'm really into, that I just can't get out of my fucking head, and it's her fault because she read all those Hunger Games books and she made me watch that damn movie. That Jennifer Lawrence is one sexy. She's bright though too. She's smart, but she's fucking beautiful. She's awesome. She's beautiful. I love her. I just want her to hug me once when I'm depressed or something. I don't know, but I would, but that's the thing. And she probably, well, I think she'd get pissed off if I fucked. I mean, Jennifer Lawrence would never fuck me at all, ever. I mean, if she ever even, heard a word of this bitch, she would immediately put a preemptive restraining order against me. But in that unlikely scenario, she would kind of understand it. I think she kind of want to fuck Jennifer Lawrence too. I think I'm getting some kooky thoughts going around in my head right now. But first and foremost, okay, my fiance is a goddess above goddesses. She is a sweet, beautiful human being who I hold in high regard above all others. And Jennifer Lawrence is right below her, and that's what I have to say from now on. But and they're both. You know what? How sick it is. I never had a fetish before, like a shoe fetish or whatever fetish or anything like that. I had a naked woman fetish that I was into the whole thing. But whenever I hear the word archery now, I get a boner. That's how bad it is. Because that was her weapon of choice in Hunger Games. So. You throw a hot chick. A hot chick's fine. You throw her a freaking bow and arrow now. For me, let me tell you what. I'm done. That's cool. And it's not the weirdest fucking thing. Some people want to fuck, they call it objectophilia. There's a new fucked up thing. There's a lot of weird other reality shows, like, of course, to make people who are on the subject of an episode of Intervention feel good about themselves. It's called My Strange Addiction. And I hate these people. I understand Intervention. I understand you get maybe addicted to heroin and coke and weed and pills and shit. Because it gets you fucked up. That makes sense. I understand that. You're trying to escape some memory of your uncle molesting you or whatever, or some other inadequacy you feel about yourself, and you use that to medicate your, whatever. Who cares? But I understand wanting to get fucked up. It feels good. Wanting to, like, eat deodorant or, inhale the fumes from mothballs and, eat fucking dish detergent or whatever the fuck these people, fuck you, why do all of a sudden I have to care about these fucking people? It's horrible. But the worst one was the aforementioned objectophilia. People who have erotic feelings, notions, thoughts, whatever, about objects. Just inanimate objects. This one dude, he wanted to fuck his car. He did. It wasn't even a cool car. Like, if it was an awesome car, he had a fucking, just a Ferrari or a Porsche, and he just wanted to, I could kind of, not understand it, but at least it's a cool car. He had, like, a Chevy Lumina or some fucking shit. He wanted to bang his Chevy Lumina. It's hard to believe that he couldn't get a better job to get a nicer or cooler car, but apparently, the fact that this guy has a job and I don't, makes me want to kill myself, though. This is what the sick part is. I just cannot, if I had my favorite fucking car ever, I like a cool car, of course, if I saw a freaking Porsche or Mercedes or whatever that I think is cool, yeah, they're cool cars, I would, it'd be cool to have that. But that's the thing, you want that car to get laid. That's part of it. You don't want to fuck the car, but I guess, hey, some people it's just one-stop shopping. I don't know what it is. I just want the car. Bang it. I think they should maybe put a fake vagina in the car somewhere where they could just fuck it. And, at least they don't want to molest children. That's all you can say about that. And these shows, the only thing that is good about them also is that my mom isn't as disappointed or worried about me as she used to be. So that's sort of, it helps. As horrible as that is. It's a sick, sad, fucked up world, indeed.
Minutes.